How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Manatee Gaming. Today I get to talk about a topic that I absolutely love, and it is going to be price changes and everything involving Fresh Start Worlds. So today I'm going to be telling you what you can look for to take advantage of the amazing prices and everything that's happening in Fresh Start Worlds, and give you a clear explanation of why it's happening. That way you can make the best decision. Let's get into it. So I'm finally able to play Fresh Start Worlds. It took me a while to get in. I was planning on starting Fresh Worlds about 2 days after it officially began, but I had an issue with my account that bugged it, so that when I used my membership code, then it created a normal account. So it took me 15 days to get customer support from Jagex. I am in Fresh Start Worlds now, and I am really enjoying it. You guys have probably seen some of the streams, but what I want to talk about today is the price changes in the normal game in relation to Fresh Start Worlds and what you should be doing to be able to take advantage of that. So the main thing I want to focus on in this video is going to be gear prices. If you've even noticed the price of gear lately, then you're probably like, what is going on? So this right here is an offhand Blightbound crossbow. I sold it overnight for 389.5 mil. As you can see right there with the GE mid price though at 376 mil. Both these prices are like way lower than anything we've seen on the Blightbound crossbow in forever. So if we take a look right here at the graph for Blightbound crossbow on the Runescape wiki, you can see right here that people are mostly used to it being well above 1 billion GP. It's been all the way back until 2020, about a year ago actually, almost exactly a year ago is when we saw the low point for Blightbound crossbow, the offhand by the way. That was 487 million, but ever since about March or so 2021, it's been way above. And if we look at the 6 month, we can kind of see where it really started to teeter off, and that was Zamorak. So with the Zamorak boss release being announced, people knew that there was going to be new range weapon coming with that. So people were selling off their Blightbound crossbows, selling off Eldritch crossbows because they want to get ready for the new range weapon. But what really kept us going on the initial drop is the Fresh Start Worlds. So Fresh Start Worlds was announced, and then people were like, oh hey yeah, let's get ready for Fresh Start Worlds. So between people getting ready for Fresh Start Worlds and people actually playing Fresh Start Worlds, that is a lot less people that are actually going to be buying this piece of gear. If you have 1,000 players a week normally buying an offhand Blightbound crossbow, and then suddenly Fresh Start Worlds goes and now you've got 300 less people buying a Blightbound, then that would make it so that there are 300 extra Blightbounds floating around in the market, or they're just 300 less people competing for prices, which means the price of Blightbound goes down because there is less demand, more supply. It's very basic supply and demand. So what items are affected by this? Well, basically items that are already in the game, that have been already in the game for a while, those are the ones that are going to be the most affected by this. Another item heavily affected by it is going to be something like an Ascension crossbow, and that is simply because the fact that there are a lot of Ascension crossbows in the game. So when less players are buying these, you see a much larger impact on the pricing. So if we look right up here, the pricing is about 136 million, and then it just drops off. It just goes down into September, which is when Fresh Start Worlds is released, and just continues going and continues falling to a flat 100 million gold. That is a pretty big decrease in price. Even though this graph doesn't look that dramatic, it lost 35 million of its value. This is also affected because with Blightbound crossbows that I just showed you, and that's kind of the reason why I want to show you these two items, is with Blightbound crossbows dropping to a more affordable price, then people are able to make the upgrade from Ascension crossbows to Blightbounds, and naturally these are not going to maintain their 130 to 200 million price tag when Blightbounds are only 390 for the offhand. So those two can kind of push each other down. The different tier 90 weapons, tier 92 weapons, there's a lot of things where basically if you just go look at them, you'll notice right away that they are much lower than they normally are. You can check out on our Discord down below too if you want to see some examples of these items. You can always DM me and I can just point you in the right direction. But there are a lot of items that fall into that category of things that were already quite abundant in RuneScape, and now that we have less people buying them because they're playing Fresh Start Worlds, they are going cheaper than they've gone in quite a while. What you can do to take advantage of those cheap prices is get your gear. Now is like literally one of the best times to pick up your gear pieces if it is something that is currently dropping, because Fresh Start Worlds is going on right now. Fresh Start Worlds is not going to be going on when it ends. People are going to be coming back into RuneScape, and then they're going to be joining back in that buyer's market of buying up the supplies, buying up the gear. So you want to pick up your gear now before that happens. So looking right here though, this right here is a Codex of Lost Knowledge. This is a drop from Zamorak. So as you can see right here, it was released right in July. It was going down because people were killing Zamorak. Obviously it was the new boss, so it goes down because people are killing it until it hit a point where it just kind of naturally stabilizes. This is where the demand meets the supply, and so you got demand and supply hitting right there, which is right there where it stabilizes. And so at that point it starts to go up a little bit because people are like, oh, okay, yeah, it kind of hit that floor. Hey, I kind of actually want to get one of these, and so it starts rising up. But what we can see right here is as soon as Fresh Start Worlds is announced, people are like, ooh, I don't know about this. They start dropping it off because if they're planning on playing Fresh Start Worlds, they're not going to buy up gear to go play on their main. So that is what kind of like dipped this right here. But as you can see, nearly the day that it started, so almost right at the day that it started, it starts to rise again. And rise and rise and rise and rise and rise. We see like 207, it goes up to like 217 real quick, 227. Like those are 10 mil jumps on the GE average. Currently, the Codex Lost Knowledge is going for considerably higher than this. The reason why is because Zamorak was a brand new boss. Like Zamorak was only around since like July. So with Fresh Start Worlds starting just after Zamorak, literally, there wasn't enough of these in the game so that when people stop killing Zamorak, there's a lot less of these items coming into the game. And so therefore, the people that are wanting to buy them in the game, they're driving the prices up. It's actually super, super cool. If you're a person who nerds out about economics and numbers like I do, this is really interesting because we can literally see two sides of the market where we've got the Zamorak items that are rising. They're pretty much all rising. A Lost Knowledge Codex, right before Fresh Start Worlds began, I bought them for 125 million each in the Grand Exchange. They were recently selling for 310 million. You got like Chaos Roar. Chaos Roar is another item from Zamorak, is the Chaos Roar ability. That was 40 million, 40 to 45 million before Fresh Start Worlds. Now it's like 130 million. It's so crazy to see these things rising for those reasons, but then those reasons driving other items down in price. What you can do as far as Zamorak things is, honestly, you probably want to mostly avoid them, and that is just simply because of the fact that these items are climbing up because no one's killing Zamorak. But as players slowly start coming back into the main game, then more of these items will enter the game, which will make those prices kind of correct themselves and go back down to like what they were getting down to. The Codex of Lost Knowledge got down to 188. It like balanced out at something just above 200. So 310 and above is probably a little too high for it. I really hope that explains those two types of items. That way you can, kind of plan accordingly as to what you want to do. Really hope this helps you guys out. So whether it's time for you to go out and stock up on some gear, which I have definitely bought some gear for myself, or it's time for you to go and maybe farm Zamorak yourself and get some drops and sell them for higher than you're going to see for quite a while. Either way, I hope you're enjoying the game. Definitely hit that subscribe, turn on notifications, that way you guys can see the next video. And if you would, please leave in the comments down below what kind of stuff you want to see. Maybe you have questions about flipping economics or anything else in the game. Feel free to leave it down there and I'll get back to you as soon as I can and maybe even make that video for you. Anyway guys, I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good one.